back, finally, with the second semifinals of the day here. There were some tech issues, but now they are resolved, hopefully. Clowns with crowns versus You Know Nothing. The winner will be up against the winners of a previous series. One Box Star Gaming already waiting in the finals tomorrow. But for now, looking forward to a brand new best of 3 series. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Potom. And the chat wheel.
Yeah, that was a great introduction. Wow. We have one meme team and one pretty memey name.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell which one is more memey.
Remaining.
Clowns with Crowns, which is a pretty sick
5
name. And then
seconds remaining.
You Know Nothing with this very interesting banner.
Hey, at least it's proper. Like, it's not clipping out on half of it.
Yeah.
That's probably the hardest part of making the Dota banner work, because it's we talk. Goddamn chat wheel. Who is it? Of course, it's the clowns.
Yeah.
Gotta stay true to the name, I guess. But yeah, we have some bans on the way. Nothing too special, I would argue. You know, nothing going out with the axe, with the visage from the get-go. It's Night Stalker and Shadow Shaman on clowns. That's about what we would expect. That's not something we would expect, though.
Not normally, no. Chaos Knight, not normally here that we see picked, let alone banned, but yeah, I don't know. Clowns with Crowns. They played against it in previous games in this tournament against a team called Naga Battle Hut. They picked up that CK themselves, but beyond that, there's no mention of that hero anywhere in the annals of 7.18 Dota, or before even. We haven't seen that hero in a while, which is kind of sad because he can be quite powerful.
Yeah, I think I agree. Not my personal favorite, but I guess some people find pleasure watching him.
Well,
what are we going to watch? For the Disruptor.
Dire team pick.
Quite a few popular heroes in the pool. Doom, yeah. Jakiro would come to mind. Windrunner still in.
Warlock!
Skywrath Mage.
It's gotta be. It's always Warlock. Interesting enough, Klein's not picking it up, despite 6 bans not zoning it out.
Well, I mean, as far as answers go, Disruptor is not too bad if you catch him inside the Static Storm. You don't really have to worry too much about that counter initiation. Not for a while, anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
But yeah, I mean, now the question becomes, what do you come up with that Disruptor? Because it's a good teamfight control. And, okay. Tusk coming into play. So a little bit more early game focused with that.
Yeah, it gives them a second set of zoning spells, especially shards with allow you to pretty much land any disruptor spell you want, even if you miss the field. So I like the Tusk. I think it can work. Heavy focus on these zoning and crowd control spells is really needed against this Warlock. Like, if you just manage to force the Warlock in the fight to just drop the ultimate early or prematurely, and you can like back out or like even kill him in beforehand, I think that's a really nice idea. So like, I like the Tusk pick. A bit more traditional.
Yep. Just gotta be careful to just snowball your teammates into a Warlock Golem, because that would be not ideal. But I think that should be fairly easy to avoid. There's some more bans coming in. A lot of these annoying heroes. No Tinker, no Morphling.
5 seconds remaining.
No. But there's still plenty left to pull. OD, actually. That's a bit interesting. Huh. Guess it's a hero that can sort of defend against a Tusk. Maybe also want to pick like some, all these melee mid heroes that is getting wrecked by that OD. Ember Spirit will come to mind as an option.
Yeah, Ember looks okay, I guess.
Remaining.
It's also
not quite sure.
But then again, like
Bristol Bomb.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, that explains it. Spectre third pick. Yeah. Can work. Works quite good. Just need to find a good entry. Will be a little bit harder against the Toss Disrupt, and I imagine Clowns now want to pick somebody up that can purge it off. I think Slug would be an excellent pick right now, just to go ahead. Yes, you have to deal with the Doom, but against Spectre Warlock, he just completely... He can easily go into that Silver Edge. He can purge off the Fatal Bonds easily enough. He doesn't fall victim to the Spectre Ultimate at all.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect pick. Might as well go on the third slot with it.
Yeah, we'll see what they think of that, but
Dire team
I
pick.
mean, there's nothing wrong with Spectre Warlock themselves. Viper actually pretty decent as well. Just getting rid of that these passes from Spectre.
Good against Doom as well. Forcing him to avenge or maybe use the Doom on Viper.
Yeah. Which is never what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
It's a
10
bit awkward.
seconds
But it
remaining.
can still work in the sense of shutting the hero down because a lot of his damage
5
relies on the
seconds
poison attack,
remaining.
which you can't throw out. Nether Toxin is annoying at the best of times, not to mention the ultimate. So if you manage to get your Doom out before you can slow anybody down, then that'll be very powerful in these mid-game engagements, especially if the Spectre wants to join, but isn't quite tanky enough yet to really feel super comfortable. But the longer the game goes, this Spectre will just become more and more of an issue.
Radiant team
Yeah,
pick.
the Spectre farm time pretty much already starts in the draft, that is.
Oh.
Earth Spirit. Okay. I guess an
Second one today.
aggressive... I guess an aggressive tool is fine if you have Warlock and Doom already, and that is pretty powerful laning, so... They're not looking that much at the defensive side, they're just trying to be so aggressive that clients can't afford to go into Spectre.
10 seconds remaining.
I feel like a hero that can hunt the Spectre is still needed. I would still
5
go with the
seconds
Slug. It's another
remaining.
purge you have against the Earth Spirit, if you time it correctly.
Yeah.
I think... what would the alternative be to Slug? Like, with... As a Lycan band out, you have no Morph.
Monkey King, maybe?
Maybe that... It's a little bit risky, because heroes like Earth Spirit tend to go on top of him. Like that, well, not to mention that they can kick you out if they want to.
Dire team ban.
Okay, not bad.
I'll chalk this one up for me. Normally it's you who just keeps predicting Monkey King. Up against heroes like Doom, just something that you... it's a hero that trades very well, just with the Jingle Mastery and Earth Spirit. Not the most traditional 4-position offlane support that we see these days. He can not really
10 seconds
keep
remaining.
the Monkey King honest early on by spamming the spell or two.
5 seconds remaining.
What is the mid pick for Uninoffen?
Radiant team ban.
It's not DK.
DK banned out. With the Viper and Monkey King, alright. DK would have been an interesting pick for Clowns, that is.
Yeah.
Clowns do lack an offlaner. Some beefy frontliner is desperately needed. I would even go so far and say like something like a Centaur can work for them.
Radiant
Can't really
team
trade hits
pick.
with him. Ban out the Shadow Fiend.
Problem with Centaur is that, or any super tanky heroes, is if they get linked up, they can't purge it.
True.
You're just gonna kill your teammates. Like it's
Tied?
that could work, yeah. I can see
Gives you a
that.
good Doom target as well. Oh, actually, maybe Slaughter. Slaughter looks pretty
10
good for me.
seconds remaining.
Amplifies a lot of your damage already. Viper and
5
Monkey can both
seconds
struggle with high armor values. And you can reduce the Spectre to dust with a corrosive haste.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate that at all, actually. Especially if you have the task in that lane too, like you can still kind of threaten the Spectre a little bit better if you have an extra stun to work with, because the shards
we have-
aren't effective at all.
We have Underlord still in the pool. That would be a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
No real answer. But I'll talk about the Nothing pick for mid, because that is still up for grabs. Do you think they would run someone like an Invoker here? Zeus is still in the pool, has not been banned out, would amplify the Warlock even further. Like, that was my kind of idea, that you just stack on top of it. But Zeus against Viper.
The moment Clowns with Crowns see the Zeus, he's just gonna die, right? There's Disruptor and tasks to help catch up with him.
Dire team pick.
Viper doesn't really do
Admiral
anything.
Conker.
And,
Oh.
Conker now. Alright. It's a bit interesting.
Swapping a little bit around. Is it B? Not quite sure. I think they want to see the last pick. Like Kunkka and Viper both do kind of flex pick now. If you have like Viper Tusk lane, that can sit on an off lane. If you need a Kunkka in mid, Kunkka also another hero that can go into the Silver Edge. You
10
preferably don't want to,
seconds
but you
remaining.
also don't really mind if you're doomed. And don't take too much damage. So
5
yeah,
seconds
I like it.
remaining.
It's a flex pick. Still remains to be seen what you know nothing is putting in the mid lane.
We certainly have enough time left over to discuss it. But yeah, that's yet another hero that can just crowd control and just one-shot or combo you down very easily. So Zeus, probably not the ideal pick here. Same goes for like these other classic mobile heroes like Queen of Pain. It's very hard to justify.
Yeah, no way you pick Queen of Pain against the X-Mark and the Disruptor and the Snowball. That's an absolute no-go.
Yeah.
I still like the Zeus because they jump on you anyways. Might as well do some damage. Maybe something fancy. Like what about a Necro? No, not a fan.
Not really, no. It's like the cooldown on the ultimate is way too long early on. It's
True enough. True enough.
then yeah, there's a decent mix of magic and physical damage, so your gold shot will not necessarily keep you safe.
All right, I'm locking on Zeus or Lina.
Well, gotta find out at some point unless you want to random.
Lashwick is still up there, but you deal with like you deal with Viper and Kunkka one-shotting you. Lina's a little better suited to just kill people off before she falls.
What Death Prophet?
Yeah, it's the boring pick. Can work, I guess. They picked the center. All right then. Wow. Wait. Who the hell is going mid?
Well, turns out we don't know. We know nothing.
Huh?
Absolutely
I get
nothing.
it. Wait, hold on. They're not putting Doom mid, right? No, hold on. That can't be. There's no way they put Centaur up against the Monkey King. Like that's impossible. I'm lost. I'm lost. They have two offlaners, two one unusual support on the Spectre. This is who bridges the mid game for them. They have a lot of initiation. Have lots of initiation tools, but no really big burst damage they can work with. Mid do.
Not seen that before.
It is really.
Three melee cores, so whoever you put up against the Monkey King is gonna struggle.
Yeah, exactly. Like Monkey King wins against 4 of these heroes.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you don't have stunts anymore. You're on top of a Monkey King. He will be able to hit you at least 2-3 times. The moment the Monkey King reaches like level 2, you're tough out of luck. You just get hit down.
We'll see whether they fall into this trap or whether they can make use of that Earth Spirit, because you have to. Right? This type of 4 position relies on being able to get something done in the early phase of the game. And these days it's not particularly easy to isolate somebody to actually do that. Yeah, certainly not the most conventional lineup, but either way. So we're going a bit aggro here onto the rune, and looks like they might be able to get that extra one. Couple of seconds. Let the Centaur Storm to deny that spot, and they also get the one up top. So 3 for 1 food exchange. No, but extra damage for the Disruptor.
Yeah. Defensive lane, Warlock, I'm not sure. Do you think Warlock Spectre is enough against the Viper and the Disruptor, two heroes that are really good if it comes to harassing heroes?
That's a good question. I mean, overall, if you just look at the region that they brought, I mean, Warlock, 2 clarities, Shadow Word to offset that, but
that was
Viper with
questionable
two
at the-
sets of
at the
tangos on the
best.
south and extra set of tangos on the Disruptor, and they should be able to just stick around the lane and just throw out harassment that can't really be traded away. But in the grand
It's
scheme
a
of
hard
things, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's a Spectre lane, right? It's always going to be hard, but you shouldn't really die. You should be able to get some CS, and that's all you really need out of this kind of lane, because this is a combo that scales very well into the later part of the game. And yeah, if you don't just constantly die in this lane, you shouldn't, then you have a good chance of getting there. Like, this is not determined by how this lane goes. Really.
Still an interesting mid lane. Sidetrack for a second. I think Kunkka will just go ahead and like trade out Lost. It's better every time. He just has more damage available with the Quelling Blade early on under the knife. He did pick up the Devour, but oh, top. Bye, Viper.
Already?
Questionable at the-
They got
at
the
the
Viper.
best.
Wow.
Did not saw the Earth Spirit rotation, but hey, he's top now. So reinforcing the lane. That does leave the Centaur alone against the Monkey King, so we both know where this one is going.
Tusky as well, like, if they wanted to go on in, they most certainly could. As long as there's a stomp available, he can at least buy himself some space. So far, Earth Spirit. First rotation, pretty good one. Now it's gonna do some pulls. Make sure he has some more space to repeat the same thing here if they get the chance.
I'm still curious. Maybe they pick Doom because it doesn't matter. He doesn't have armor anyways, so it's no big deal if he gets Tidebringer cleaved. You don't lose anything. It's pure anyway, so might as well. But yeah,
That's
it
the
is
kind of
a,
thinking that's really winning you games.
yeah, especially because he hits the creeps anyways for the extra damage on the Quelling Blade.
Well, guess what? There's also DD route to work with already. Koga's not gonna get to pick it up unless he, unless the Warlock says, "Yeah, come up here and do it." But
Yeah,
Warlock, like,
I mean,
he can do quite well with that too if he wants.
yeah. So far, Doom isn't actually doing that bad at mid, and like he's slightly behind, but he has good amount of the knives. Has level 4 available knives. The first point in Skullchef should make sure he doesn't fall victim to Kunkka or any rotations whatsoever. And then Devour, well, hasn't found a creep yet. That's the downside of Doom mid, I would say. You don't have a single easy access to the jungle. It's better on the Radiant, I would argue, because you have at least like one camp you can easily go to. But yeah, it's purely for money at this point, and you don't get a nice spot like. Maybe you just send your Warlock to scout around the jungle if you get like a really good creep. There's 2 Setai Banishers here. I think the Purge could work if he wants to go. Yeah, if he just wants to go and try and kill the Kunkka off with a gank. But yeah,
Alright, Disruptor kill up top.
the Warlock.
Yeah, the Earthbird just rolled in and out. But yeah, I mean, so far, he's only now starting to have a bit of an issue with sustain on trading. Before that, like, he's been able to use that Inferno Blade quite nicely to trade up against the Kunkka. So far it's not really hurting him not having that creep. And at that point, I mean, just a little bit of extra money every 70 seconds. Let's roll in, this time off the mark now. Same time down the bottom, they did click down that centaur. Not sure about that smoke though, that's pretty obvious.
You sure?
Yeah, kinda sure. Let's see this one though, that's something else.
The upgraded smoke. Ooh, but they know the Tusk will be around this, so I'm not sure if this is the go they want to go for.
See now, the snowball comes in. Didn't realize that there's a zero break in that smoke, so now with Earthwood revealing itself, they kind of get a kill either way, even with Warlock rotating in though. And
Linked up.
all linked up here! And that's gonna be a kill on one of them. Nice little shots to make sure that, well, there's at least a split kill going back the other way, but this is still going in favor of You Know Nothing, I do believe.
Well, a little bit. It gives the Doom, most importantly, the Doom has some space off of this. Level 6 will still be pretty potent. He's maxing out the Infernal Blade. Well, that's reasonable. Basically, his own little Tidebringer. But I still gotta say, it doesn't feel like this mid lane is too effective. Not with his Kunkka already, well, not completely steaming ahead in last hits due to him going back, but he has decent farm, and Kunkka with farm is just terrible in the mid game to play against, especially if you have a Spectre and not really mid game focused heroes.
That's perhaps the reason why we see more and more emphasis put on this mid lane, but there's a Radiant Ward still on the high ground here, scouting out this extra piece of land. And Small Boy doesn't appear to be very uncomfortable right now anyway. He has 1,000 health points to work with already. So he can still stick around inside this middle area. It is though, there's a Doom. Roll off the mark, and they can't do anything with that, so... it really was heavy, it really was questionable.
Oh, he's doomed. That's some premium tier harass. Right?
Is it?
Yeah, like, look at all the HP he lost. You're forcing her to healing self.
Oh no.
Oh, there's a go on Doom now.
That's it. It's a full combo.
Oh,
Also
his
pretty
creep died.
tanky itself, but no Scorch nerf, so with the extra Torrent, still not enough commitment. The shots though, Snowball coming in. That'll be enough, is it? There we go. Clarity. Getting himself that kill set up so nicely.
Talking about setup.
For top, yeah.
No mana on the Warlock, however.
This should be very easy kill on the Disruptor. But I actually got a Viper though, so no extra damage coming in from that. Spectre will have to spend some extra time. Go for these strike clicks, seeing his way through trees. Yeah, this is perfect thing to do. I mean, he's wasting the time with 3 different heroes right now.
Oh, he could even run. No. Oh, he could have. Just imagine if he turned around and just runs out here again. Would have actually gotten away. But yeah. Can't run against the Spectre. Nonetheless, the Viper's not doing too bad in terms of offlane. The Centaur is having definitely a harder time with Monkey King absolutely free farming. Just look at this. This is what we predicted, right? Like, Monkey King 50 last hits at 7 minutes. Almost perfect last hitting. Not so good on the my end, but...
He's missing as many rolls as he's hitting, and this time he paid the price for it. Up against a Viper who's a decent amount of levels, so plenty of mana left for a few poison attacks. No way out of that situation. And yeah, so that is doing well, as you said, the Monkey King. He's gonna be a big problem sooner rather than later.
Well, Doom finally found himself a creep. Purchase is up and running. A bit late, but hey, later than never.
Nothing to soon.
This time with Doom at level 4 Infernal Blade. That's a little bit more potent. Oh, that did not look good. Jibaited.
I guess it's a ping. I just blame the ping at this point.
Yeah, ping and like
earlier.
Kunkka was baiting because there's like vision all over the place at the top rune, so they were well aware of this in this rune. Oh, there's a go on Doom. Yeah, this is smart. This is so smart because Doom has to commit it.
Doom comes out, but a little bit too late. The bot already came in, so he's not even taking all that much damage right now. Either Doom or the Infernal Blade. So yeah.
He might. He takes a lot of damage from the boat buff.
Ram stopping,
fine
the
in the
Doom
end.
stops as well though.
Yeah, we'll take down to 1 HP, or 50. Wouldn't have been a kill, regardlessly. So, what's our verdict?
By the way,
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Anyways.
I mean, thing is this Monkey King going to be enough? Because if you look at the lineup, they don't really have all that many heroes that push towers very well, unless he actually ends up going for a Desolator ult. So the ultimate here to get away from the Snowball. Now slowing him down. Torrent buying a little bit of space, but with the tower shots, with the Infernal Blade taking him out to some point, he's still making his way towards the Ancients. Blocks himself up with the shots to get the nuke to creep deny. That's pretty sick.
Excellent.
Up top though, at the same time, the Viper did not have that same ability.
Excellent.
But getting the bounty runes, so sneaking that one away. So
Yeah,
far,
2k
so
gold
good.
lead. They got the pickup on the Viper, which is important. Like we talked about it again. That Spectre timer will eventually come online. He's not opting for the Radiance Rush. He probably goes towards the Blade Mail. I think that's the right call because there's a Monkey King. It completely negates the Jingle Mastery, which is a 60% bonus lifesteal, plus the damage. So you just prevent him from further hitting you. However, it's also not really good at killing anyone. The Radiance still does the job, but if you're behind in terms of money, there's no chance.
Blade Mail only really gets effective when they have a lot more health points to work with too. And that's not going to be for a while.
Level 4 on the Warlock, 5 on the Earth Spirit. Can't find the levels just yet. The task in the meantime is level 6. And with the Disruptor, well, 5 and 1/4. He's getting there. But they have the more important ultimates, and I'm fairly sure they can see your Earth Spirit, so...
Can now, yeah. Same as the Warlock. Still walking in here really fast with that ultimate. Will burst down from Disruptor. And follow-up stun. To Viper. Take out Warlock. Spectre ultimate uses create some chaos. Oh, that's a beautiful ultimate though with a double boundless strike. Is it gonna be enough though? Not quite. They make their way out. Holy valley.
Gotta say, it
Shrine
was a
time?
pretty...
Shrine time. Yeah.
Shrine time, definitely, and I gotta say that was a perfect use of the haunt just to completely ignore the Disruptor. Kunkka. Doom.
Not sure what the Doom was doing there. Yes, many Dooms.
Well, diving a Kunkka, duh. Didn't work out.
Not really, no. And in hindsight, that makes it a very bad idea.
Yeah, Disruptor to the rescue. So, what's our verdict on the Doom?
That was questionable at the best.
He said it, so I mean, what else should I comment on that? Okay, maybe not that. We still do. We're still gonna do Doom things, but
I would say putting the centaur mid would have been the better choice.
that's a good glimpse back here actually. They'll just use the roll, but now they're all grouped together, all linked together with the Golem. Static Storm just try and zone him away, but still gonna get at least one kill and say hello to Doom, throwing down some extra nukes. Gonna kill him, Viper, double for Daydream. It's gonna be third one.
Triple
Big old
kill
punch from the Golem. Certainly
face
well
slap.
deserved. Great positioning inside the trees here, linked up. That's a level 1 Fatal Bond, so you only get 3 targets max. 3 heroes there.
Well, why level it up if you use it to the maximum anyways? You know, efficiency. There was no need for him to level it up further. Perfect. Yeah, gotta say, that was a pretty sweet golem. It's gonna transition into a lot of money. Just gotta watch out in the Doom here. That's a good block.
Let's Scorcher for another 5 seconds now. X to the torrent, but he's being healed up by a Shadow. Brought him enough time to get Scorcher back, and now the turnaround on the Kunkka to roll in as well. 2 heroes linked up. Once again, that's at least 1 down. Nice little thought still coming through though. The heals are not enough for the Doom. Magnetize linked away. Another quick little glimpse back, and once again into Earthpit. Takes yet another death as a result. So it looks like a pretty good turnaround for a second, but then they just ran out of steam very, very fast.
Yeah, they had no ultimates available. No Warlock Golem, no Haunt was up and running. They just got the Doom again after the Doom died. Like, Centaur wasn't cool in as well, so... yeah, don't fight without your ultimates. Not against Viper and the likes like Disruptor and Kunkka. Just... You said it yourself, like, the only real cooldown they do have is pretty much like the Monkey King ultimate to get the Disruptor, and they don't even need to commit those.
Well... Or at least they succeeded in creating space for Spectre, and that's all that's really needed.
It's for Blade Mail though.
For Blade Mail, yeah, that's the thing.
I think he could have gotten away with the Radiance Rush. I think it's even needed because you don't really have a carry for the mid game. You have a Doom Centaur. Like, classic fighting heroes that make space for you to get those big items. If you somehow go for the small ones instead, I'm not sure if that's too effective.
Try again, miss the roll, and miss the stun. They don't miss the doom, it's a single target spell, but they follow up stun. Can do burst him down, but of course, next storm coming in. Centaur Warner, nuke down. Help of the Monkey King coming in, and can they find more without the glimpse? The answer is no, so 1-for-1 trade. Mid for your offlaner.
I would say that's an okay trade. They can make in the end. I guess maybe the Haunt was a little bit overkill. I feel like the Kunkka would have fallen if I did as well. Most importantly, Spectre didn't die. Like, she was in a really dangerous position there.
She's still now. Maybe not against the Tusk, who's gonna always just dagger over. If you had the mana, which she doesn't right now. Little bit vulnerable. They're just trying to bait her out. MP sitting around here with the Blink Dagger. So Blink Stomp if they go on the Spectre could easily turn things around, but there's a punch though on the Doom as he's trying to make a wraparound play. Dagger coming in, MP. Ready with the Stomp onto the Viper. Snowball of Savage, not be enough to do anything to him. Now, they're looking for turn. We have a right kicks on the Spectre, but hey, look at this. Monkey King says hello, and that's a broken hero. Sitting aside the Nether Toxin.
Literally broken. But wait, there's more!
Oh, they get the vision for the glimpse! What a play!
An inch!
That's your best.
All we're talking about it. He was gonna be a problem. Now he shows that he is indeed.
Yeah, and well, it happened. Small Boy actually got a kill on the Warlock in the mid with the Kunkka, with the boat just committing it. Despite the Earth being there. Not sure if you can defend the star, my friend. That's some free money going to Kunkka's way, and that's a Shadow Blade number 1, Shadow Blade number 2, finishing up in 200 gold, and that's 2 already. The Viper being exceptionally tanky, so he probably doesn't need one himself.
Yep.
I like what they're doing. They're going full aggressive tools. They're gonna have at least 2 silver edges at one point, which is really important, plus the Nether Toxin. So a total of 3 breaks against the Spectre and a Centaur. That's 2 heroes with really big passives you need to break in order to kill them off. 2
silver edges on top of the Nether Toxin feels like overkill though.
Oh, the smoke dive. Did get scouted out by the ward on the Radiant Secret Shop.
Regeneration.
Earthblade should be aware of this.
Since he's Kunkka here, like even if there's no smoke tank behind him, it's not a hero that you want to get close to at this point, but getting close to the other heroes instead also equally bad. That's Central Ultimate here. We're thinking about maybe turning things around. They do have the Warlock Golem. It was gonna be way too late.
Hasted Monkey King with more spells. Might be an option, yeah. Doom also going for the Blade Mail, so that's 2 Blade Mails already. I believe Centaur wants to build into it at one point as well. There is a Blink on him available. That's a good stun you can utilize against the likes of Kunkka, so he doesn't get that boat buff fight.
I think what they're setting up for is the late game where Kunkka has crits, and then when he goes up for Creep Cleave, you stand behind that, press all your blade mail so he dies.
Yeah, you need 5 Shadow Blades for that though. Just wait until he pushes out and just press it. But there's a good doublements down into nothing.
Golem with the link up, Haunt, everything being dropped right now. There's fighting inside Static Storm into the boat as well. Turn this around immediately. It's 3 for 1. They got the big one, but can they get more? Nice little magnetize though. Trying to turn this into more damage here. It's a Kunkka also down a drain, and only Viper left to do some damage. Magnetize keeps going. And looks like they will find full team wipe at the end of the day, but it costs them so much in return as well.
They're all dead.
So at this point he's not as tanky as he would like to be.
Yeah, BKB is a must for him.
Yeah. He's working towards it right now, so shouldn't be too long until he gets it. Especially if he can pick up the pace again, finds a few easier kills here and there. So they have to respawn first, lick their wounds. The thing is, I mean, Only a little bit of chip damage to the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. That was the end result of that, objective-wise.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
The Monkey King is growing in farm. Like, taking a look at the net worth, he's so far ahead of the Spectre.
come in handy.
Like, he's going for the BKB. He will have it at a reasonable timing. I would say like 20, 24, 25 minutes probably. After that, I would go straight into the Silver Edge, so you have that break, because then you can actively see kills out on the map.
Moving towards his bottom lane again. They're still standing. This is a juicy one to take. Should be fairly easy at the same time. Like, more often than not, at least in my pubs and some pro games as well, there's a lot of commitment to just keep this tower alive for some unknown reason. Setting up again, but this time without the Warlock Golem, without the Haunt, without the Doom.
Dire's
I don't
bottom
like
tower
boring
is under
stuff. Like,
attack.
if you win, you gotta win in style, and a carry into Wyvern definitely is playing in style. Talking about playing, however, I have it set up, I will have everybody back in. And all backed off.
Yeah, the Monkey King has other plans. Spectre can of course always haunt in once it comes back on cooldown. So she can be wherever she wants and still be in the fight, but maybe they still want to poke and prod a little bit, just with the axe. And with the creep wave, at the very least making sure that their own tower stays safe. While the rest of the heroes are farming. Pipe in the jungle, to complete a pipe and the power treads and everything. And right now they're just wasting a lot of time.
Sorry, got angry about walls. I hate it when it happens. It's
Maybe
so
this is not the right.
frustrating.
Maybe this is not the right job for you if you, if you can't see that and not mention it every time.
Yeah. So, Viper building towards the BKB. Gonna have 1, 2. I believe somebody else had queued it up. Yeah, the Kunker. So going for the first 3 BKBs. That is reasonable against Earthspirit at the center. Like, they will take 2 heroes out of the fight, and one of the BKB heroes will get doomed as a response.
Yeah. It's also great against the Fatal Bonds.
Radiant's
So
middle
you get
tower
Fatal Bonds,
is
you
under
press
attack.
BKB, it goes away very easily.
Yeah.
So.
And that would be a prime talent.
Dire's bottom tower
Fatal
is
Bonds
under attack.
undispellable. Instead of the XP talent or something. You know, you could do that at the level 15 talent. Like, it's undispellable, but you have to you have to take the talent over 60% experience gain.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, nobody takes the Shadow Word cooldown.
Yeah, not in phases 60%, that's for sure.
Yeah, like 7 seconds, like I guess. Ugh. Not really that strong. See people using the Shadow Word AoE, however, over the summon, over the Golden Summon on death. That sometimes it is really good if you have that. You can combo it up with quite some heroes.
Summons Golem on death, it's like defeatist. It's like, oh yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go to
free
these fights
ultimate.
knowing that I'm gonna
And
die.
I can't even miss it.
Don't want to go into the fight and say,
Dire
oh yeah,
are
hey,
scanning.
look at me, I'm gonna die. It's just bad attitudes, so that's why people go for the Shadow Word AoE.
Yeah, the Shadow Word AoE is it just gives so much value, right? Like it's a the Golem is situational, but the Shadow Word will always be good. Good glimpse? Nope, not enough. Also, haste the
away from
doom.
the haste
Radiant's
rune, and
middle
now
tower is
he's
under
just
attack.
walking up. I'm walking here, he says, as the Spectron comes in inside the Static Storm. This haste rune completely denied right now as the Golem drives there. See Monkey King ultimate cutting off the retreat. 2 is down already. Radiant's all linked up, but also shrined up, ready to go. McIntyre is doing quite a bit of work here, just kept going, and a lot of these heroes will not blink in. We'll lose Kunkka. Monkey King still looking for more heroes, but now finds himself all alone.
Wow, that link. How much damage did the Earthspirit and the Warlock do? Come on, fight, recap, hurry up! Hurry up! Where is it? There it is.
2 more kills. That's the end of that. And,
Wow, Centaur did 2,200 damage with it. Same with the Spectre. Oh no, that's the experience, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
The link
Look at that
damage goes
magnetize.
to the Warlock. So he did 1900 damage with that. Earth Spirit just magnetized alone. And all of us, a little bit of extra damage here and there. 2,380. He was the real MVP alongside Warlock.
Radiant's bottom tower
Crazy.
is under attack.
Absolutely crazy damage. I'm like, yeah, you can't really 5-on-5 fight if there's cooldowns up and running. Like, the Beekeeper was the right idea on the Monkey King. He was actually the only one surviving initially. Well, he finds the free kill on the Warlock that helps him out a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was a fight with Monkey King actually killing off the Warlock fairly early on. But it didn't matter
Radiant's
because he
bottom
still
tower
did
is under
most of
attack.
his damage from beyond the grave.
I pressed 2 buttons. I'm a good hero. It's
Very
it's
skilled.
like a Viper without the other 2 spells. Oh, setting up for bottom once more. They finally want to lock down this T1 tower. They lost all of their advantage whatsoever. They were 6,000 gold ahead at one point almost, and now it's back down to less than 1,000.
It's a moving tree, it's not suspicious at all. Walking in, easy glimpse back on the dunes, always feels
Dire's
good.
structures are fortified.
This tower will certainly go down.
Dire's
contest.
bottom tower is under
Tower,
attack.
no! Well, at
Dire's
least the Viper
bottom
gets a kill.
tower has fallen.
Catapult was about to get it, but
Yeah,
right was some
hit on 1
mistakes
HP
anyway.
there. Gotta say, it's a little bit. We don't have like a single Helm of the Dominator on in the game actually. I would have expected one on the Viper, to be honest, just to get like an additional purge creep or whatnot. That would be nice to have. But to decide to go for the pipe instead. Not really too much effect. Doesn't really negate that much damage.
Yeah. An okay amount of time, like for Viper at least, and for the rest of his team. It's supposed to deal with the Magnetize, didn't really work out in the last fight.
Ooh, okay.
No get Shadow Blading forward.
Baited.
This is stomp on 2, it's just gonna burst down, disrupt the golem on 2, they're linked up together, but same with the Doom and Coco. They did get the board out at the very least. Can they turn this around here? Young did a big stun on everybody here, all caught inside this Monkey King ultimate. And they really need him to do what he's doing right now. Triple kill for Young, and now looking for more. It should be the Ultra. Unless he gets a roll away, and he does.
Radiant's
block it.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was the fight they needed. Like, this pulls them back. Now the Silver Edge is up and running for the Monkey King. They got a good chunk of gold on all the other support. Yes, they lost the Krunker, yes, they lost the Tusk, but hey, Viper did phenomenally well there as well, and they got so much gold out of this one.
If you actually look at the network distribution, like, they need the Monkey King to have these kind of impacts in every single fight, because he's the one who's sitting at 15k, 4k ahead of the next highest hero. But he's still the Doom. Unsurprisingly here, just because of the Devour. Able to
Important
keep
to
stuff
know.
up and running. So
Yeah,
yeah,
important to
you need
notice
to
that.
leverage this Monkey King because otherwise it's just a lot of wasted time and space that you gave
Radiant's
him earlier.
middle tower is under attack.
Level 29 the Monkey King, meaning there's more bonus strike rate. I'm off a primal spring damage fan myself, but both work. Both definitely work. This is not a game where you can freely jump around in the
Dire's
trees.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh yes, Centaur is building it. That's one of my favorite Item Scepters. It's so good. It's like, I don't know, like yeah, like the Neek's talent, which never gets used.
Can you walk across the static field or the kinetic field from this dropper?
I'm pretty sure that still stops you because it's not a terrain modifier. As far as I know, it just gives you unobstructed pathing, so the Earthshaker one, which is a terrain modifier, still gives you passing, but a kinetic field does not.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Either way, without that, it's still super useful. Just for damage reduction alone. Especially sitting on Monkey ultimate or just static storm for that matter. They did chip away the tier 2 somehow without contests. I guess without all of the ultimates available, they're not feeling too comfortable fighting. That being said though, they do have another golem in 15 seconds.
battle. Bounty.
Gotta say, the Agnum is actually pretty smart on the center because it does destroy trees. That's a little hindrance for the Monkey King.
So they gotta be a bit careful then. You think there's timing here for this Radiant lineup now? That they have to keep before things start going south. Spectre is about to finish up that Radiance now, finally.
Did go Vanguard.
Oh god.
Now has the hard queued up. Get one job!
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you go Vanguard, you go it early and you didn't go for the Desolate damage.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me because they already have a Crimson on the do. Like, this is the only reason I'm pretty upset about it, because you waste gold on a Vanguard you will sell in the late game.
I can still turn it into a Abyssal Blade eventually. But I don't know. It's right now it's not making much of a difference anymore. Alright. Radiance online. Gonna do a lot more damage here, and this is where the Spectre Warlock part of this combination also comes into play, like, because the Fatal Bonds will be, of course, benefiting from that extra AoE damage on everybody. That being said though, it's very late timing because all three cores on the Radiant side do have their own BKBs to work with now.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Just one of the heroes that will get doomed will have his BKB active. Like, it forces out to do. You can't afford a Kunker with a BKB to approach you and just do whatever he wants in the fight. That's the quickest way to just get split up in the fight, and then you have Monkey King all over the place hunting you down. We have the vision here. Both teams actually have, all of the vision here. Everyone sees everything. And all these sentries miss. Oh, there's cheeky ward spot over here.
Well, there's still smoke. The vision, or close to it anyway.
Yeah, I tell you, this is one of the best wall spots in the game over here on the high ground.
Dire's top tower.
Outside the camp, but never gets demorted.
Radiant
Well,
are scanning.
Will they figure out that they're going into Roshan with that though? Because it seems to be what they're doing. Don't have the best Roshan lineup though.
They have a Roshan lineup? Yeah, they're pretty bad at hitting him. Nobody has any amplifier whatsoever. Like, Spectre has a decent amount of damage, but that is about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just hoping to catch somebody, but that was not gonna happen. Now both teams are just in this very awkward spot where they don't really see too much on the map. Only show one or two heroes. And you're too afraid to do anything because of the teamfight prowess from both sides at this point.
Ha! Welcome back.
No Yules just yet on any of the Dire here. Would have liked to see that pickup. Warlock's still working towards the 4-staff. Upgraded urn coming out of the Earth Spirit. I think Yules would be an excellent tool for them. Yeah, for that.
CX trying to bait on something, and they bait on the BKB. So far so good, but Doom and Viper are straight up walking in, and now follow up with the Stomp with Spectre on. Quite costly kill, but a kill nonetheless. This has another roll in, trying to finish up the task too, and not quite successful just yet. The snowball to delay it into the Monkey King ultimate. And the BKB being forced out was also another axe back on the Spectre. It's a big kill if they can finish it, but it's be a little bit too tanky. Maybe not with Final Strike. Quite a bit of work, and now Savvy, well, next on the list. X back, no running away, but beautiful stomp there. Extra damage with the Golems right-clicking away on the Monkey King. Turn on turn, they have the vision for another double edge, just like that. Clarity. He was at 5 health points at the beginning of the fight, and he's the one to survive it.
Is under attack.
Yeah, that is quite ironic.
Structures are fortified.
Gotta say, that was a really well-timed ultimate on the Monkey King, but the response was, was just way better. Like, thanks to the Doom being absolutely tanky here. Gotta say, like, Grand Aura, one of the best ones you can pick up. Usually you see the Doom DPS, but this game the Doom DPS, while it's good with the Fatal Bonds, I think just having this this health aura, if you have a Spectre in the team and a Centaur, is just amazing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
15% bonus HP. On a heart, that's a lot of health.
I think one of the big issues in that particular fight was Monkey King pressing the BKB too early. Like, he basically wasted a lot of BKB time when he was sitting in his ultimate on the high ground as the fight continued down bottom. So, if you look at his death summary, half of the damage done to him was magical. So if he were able to dodge some more of that, maybe stays alive and can turn things around, just healing up constantly and whatnot. But as it stands, I don't think that's BKB time left. He's been using it very liberally too. It's already down to 7 seconds now. Kind of hurt him there.
Right, creeping up for mid. We're spotted out by the ward on the high ground here, as well as this one. So, yeah, they have a decent amount of vision on the Dire. Just checking that in the fog. Ah, they actually have great vision. They see pretty much every movement on the map, despite having the world so clustered together, because when was the last time anyone ever was on the top lane? I'm fairly sure nobody was there for about 10, 15, 20 minutes now.
I think Spectre was farming there every once in a while, but beyond that, nothing. Still tier 1 standing there at very healthy amount of HP. WC, he smoked up just outside of vision range. Ward range. Seeing if they could find a kill, and if not, well, it'll be straight into rush. Not the fastest one either, but if it's a contest, then regardless.
Yeah, but no contest.
Continue this pressure, you just keeping the lane put down.
Your song has fallen to the Radiant.
It's the aegis in the hands of the Monkey King. This might just be enough to turn the next fight around, because they need to start winning these more decisively.
Yeah,
The longer
they're
they
now
go,
behind.
the easier it will be for YKN.
After Rage being behind the Spectre, Spectre's still, or more like Monkey King, still 4k gold ahead, so he keeps the same distance. But the Doom, surprisingly, like, thanks to the Devourer, I would say, just going up there, like, Devourer bonus gold is so good. It feels so good to be Doom in a position where you have both HP and levels. Like, despite the fact that I love Devourer can target Ancients, there's so many fun spells. Fireball is nice, but, well, we both know which is the best hero, the best creep to eat, right?
Prowler.
Yeah, it's definitely the Prowler. It's so overpowered. You remove so much armor, and you have a root that deals a good amount of damage. It's just great. You can line them up with like Infernal Blade. Also, you have 2 orb attacks. Out of Shadow Blade, that is a lot of damage you do. Doesn't have to Shadow Blade yet.
It's bad, man, right there. You just out of Invis, you get rooted, you get freaking Infernal Bladed.
Hold on.
Stomp for minus armor. It's like, what are you doing?
Is this the build on Doom? You just eat the Ancient Black Dragon, you get the splash attack, and then you take the 100% cleave damage on 25. Please tell me that's a thing, because that's amazing. We have our own Kunkka now. It is pretty cool. Oh, nice one, Kunkka.
That was questionable at the best.
I don't even know how he did that. He hit in an angle that it only hit one creep when there was an entire creep wave in front of
Sitting
him.
it from the side of Invis. So
Yeah.
That's too big of a
Radiant's
deal,
bottom
but
tower is under attack.
I don't know. It feels like CWC that too passive. Monkey King, he stopped killing people for a long time.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's never
is under
really
attack.
something that you want to hear, especially when knowing that he has an Aegis to work with. But he also is looking for the Abyssal Blade himself. He wants to finish that one up first.
Kunkka's still trying. It's a tanky target. And it's a good region as well. So, Game did cool down, which is good for Spectre, I'd say. There's also the time on the edge. It's slowly ticking. Monkey King will have that Abyssal up and running. If you only didn't sell your Stout Shield 20 minutes ago, my friend. That's what you have the backpack for. We can scold people for doing that, right?
It's no big deal.
Inefficient. Unacceptable. But yeah. Has the Abyssal up and running. Butterfly is next. Spectre's item started to shape up a little bit. Decides to go for the BKB next on the Spectre. I think that's a reasonable call since there's so much harass in terms of spells. Like Disruptor comes to mind. The Kunker you have to worry about. You can negate the break from Nether Toxin.
Yeah.
So I think it's the right call. However, Disruptor is working towards that Aghanims, and he isn't too far away. Like by the time the Spectre has the BKB completed, he should have it about that. Yeah, like he is not quite 8 out of 20 yet at the gold talent, but he's slowly getting there. And if you get that up and running, the Disruptor suddenly becomes a monster in the fight.
Yeah, it's the one limitation the Disruptor has. It doesn't really farm very well. Once you hit that level 20, then you don't need to be able to farm very well because you farm just by standing around, which is always nice.
Yeah, the +4 Thunderstrike hits are still pretty tempting. Even over 180 gold. It's just, it gives you good vision. Like it lasts forever.
There we go. Kitty's out, but as the Abyssal Blade, Blender control through that now, the ultimate being committed, as they're still trying to run in, Spectre Horn being used, but they're all sitting in a pretty good position. Golem thinking about it. Didn't get the kill though, so we wait. Oh, that's a big goal still. No linked up, the boat turning this around here with a stag storm though. Was it next level bait or was it? BKB's coming out, dodging the storm, but no one has died apart from Doom finally going down. With all these belts being committed, the Golem sitting, sure, but you're out of control now. Monkey King absolutely safe to do what he wants to do. So out there, another blink and stomp. This Disruptor goes a little bit too far, but if you deal with the rest of this team, you can. Centaur's dead, and finally found a way to take these team fights. Just go in first, press 1 or 2 spells. Then bait out the rest of the spells from your opponent, and then go back in, just relying on well-timed BKBs and your sustain.
I think the only, like, yes, this was a really bad fight for them, but Warlock did cap the creeps in the mid lane, so this will probably prevent him from killing down this tower in the near future, because the next creep wave is basically here, and it still has to push. They will have at least the Warlock up by them, the Doom will be close, same with the Earth Spirits, but this might delay the high ground push. I think you just take the T2 at this point and back off, because you can't really afford staying longer, if they take the T2, that is. So, somewhat salvage the fight, despite the fact having a really good Warlock ultimate. 5-man ult, even linked 4 people, but yeah, two purges came off and then no damage was done.
So did a good job limiting the damage, because if this tier 2 falls earlier, they can easily have transitioned that into a high ground push, and stands they can't, so. More time to keep going. Spectre still getting closer to BKB.
Illusion.
Yeah, but gave a lot of gold away.
Still game number 1, by the way. Close to the 45th minute. Well, as far as Spectre games go, this is still on par with what you want.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. We have a lot of levels across the board. We have 3 heroes approaching that 25 mark. Kunker, I don't know, this looks like a Ghost Ship Fleet one.
Oh yeah.
Pretty clustered up. If you manage to stun them in a Monkey King ult, that's pretty good for you. Spectrum most likely will go for the dispersion. It's just too good to not pick up, unless he's really concerned. You get really lucky there, my friend Earth, and he will never know.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times to take the plus 8% dispersion, puts it up to what, 30%. And this is not just damage reflection, but also you block that amount of damage, so it just helps you be that much more tanky.
There is a lot of break on the floor. I think the only reason you would go for the whole illusion damage is if you build like diffusal, radiance, everything single target, and you have like a Bloodseeker in your team. that kind of stuff that further amplifies it.
Radiant's top tower is
Or if they
under
really
attack.
have no answer to it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, plus 40% does put it at the same level as the real hero, so it's 100% damage in total at max level. So if you have really strong like right click, and if you're not as worried about just tanking through things.
But 8% of the max target HP per second, and it lasts for so long. It burns for 4 seconds. You can keep that up the entire time. Just saying. Plus the stun you get. So.
Look at the other heroes, and you see Kunkka with 3.3k health.
Dire are scanning.
Monkey King even also respectable 2.8k.
Talking about it. Oh.
Oh, that big jump. Trying to catch Monkey King, but didn't jump out. BKB was fourth, but it was super low in the first place. Even the
That
whole
was
thing,
so
that
worth.
was, yeah.
This was perfectly played by my king. This is the opener. Now you run down the mid lane. You know there's nothing. Like the golem arguably isn't that strong for you anymore. Like you just also because the warlock doesn't really have levels, despite having that 60% talent for a while. Only on level 19. It's still at the bottom of the list.
Should certainly be doing something here at top lane. Seems to be
Let's go,
targeting.
Shipley.
There's a creep wave coming in. Fireball doing quite well to slow it down a little bit. Not as effective against the sea creeps though. At least one of them will survive. Doom. Oh, chance of them. Could have moved up there a little bit more decisively, but
Could.
didn't end up doing it.
Come on, Spectre. Choose your talent. I'm waiting.
Dispersion. Dispersion. I mean, she went tanky in all of their other talent choices, right?
Yeah, consistency.
Funniest part is that there's version which makes you extra tanky is to the other side of the talent tree. It's on the left instead
Yeah.
of the right.
Literally unplayable.
Yeah.
Doom getting scouted out here.
Big good kill. Here's Solo coming out. Monkey King says hello. BKB already there, but once again, him played. Turn things around. It's, the ultimate coming out before the Doom, so it's just trading 1-for-1. So far, so good. Limake, but no more BKB for him. Beautiful force on the high ground, but also equally beautiful steps. They're isolated inside the kinetic field. They actually need to bring in damage show, and that's a stomp on too. They're all linked together. BKB only now from the Viper, so you need to start getting some damage in. And this Monkey King, he's still doomed. He does not stop being doomed because that's an act on him. Just like that, they're all brought super low. I'm so low is actually super low, and now he's dead. Kunkka, next one to be run down. Savvy keeping an eye on him. Still
no.
on the high ground. I'm not sure about this one. Kunkka might actually make his way out with that. All these shenanigans.
Lively
But
now. Your admiral
this
is
is
on
still a
board.
disastrous fight.
An absolute disaster. This is against the Spectre. You just lost 3k, if not 4k gold out of this. And the Roach potentially. Yeah, and when your team is back up again, there's a Horn back up again.
That Axe Doom, when did you pick that up? Notice it.
Must be pretty recently. I didn't see it a while ago. He also has a lot of gold there. That's due to the fight. Interesting pickup.
He didn't stop being doomed in that fight.
Oh, but the ult was laid down and didn't disable the passive, so I guess Monkey King still works. That's one
Well,
slow
the
rush.
passives don't work with Doom Axe.
Sorry.
Were we talking about the passives? Okay.
Well, if I'm not entirely mistaken,
To the dire.
I'm
Axe
Radiant's
Ice
tower
Break.
is under attack.
If you
Yeah,
hover
it's
over
not.
the-
Radiant's top tower is
unless it's
Alright.
just one of these things where it's
Exactly.
something that it's not.
I'm gonna research that because I did look it up a while ago and I was pretty certain like they did remove that at one point at least.
I think they removed it from the actual Doom and moved it to the Axe, something along those lines. But at the very least, the description in game says that it does. Well, I've been caught.
On a page. Eat my way.
All of them to work with instead, though. Get a few extra CS perhaps.
It doesn't disable all passive abilities. There's some that bypass through, but there's no comprehensive list. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Volvo.
Thanks, consistency, by the way.
It does apply break, and break should really get rid of Jingle Mastery.
Yeah.
There's no reason it shouldn't. Like, trying to think of exceptions. Don't come to mind right now. I think maybe just passives that are ultimates. They don't get broken.
Divided, we start on Meeper. Build Agnes against Meeper. You're stuck with one Meeper. Well, it is an exception. Like Meeper can pick. Meeper is one of those heroes. He can even pick up an Agnem Scepter and he cannot drop it anymore.
Yeah. It's not really a passive.
Oh my god, he took the cleave. I'm so happy.
Oh my god.
He's the superior Kunkka now. He deals more damage in the cleave.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is
Not that
amazing.
big, though.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if you look at Centaur, you got the return aura, has the heart of his own, so he's using it 5.6k health
Oh,
points.
fancy
Tower
Kunkka.
is under attack.
Lucky
Like, at this
Kunkka.
point, you have so many tanky heroes with return aura, BKBs, and tons of armor. Like, sure, you can still control them up quite a bit, but can you kill them at this point?
Radiant's top
Even
tower
with the
is
crits?
under attack.
With the Monkey King, like he's
Radiant's top tower is
hitting
falling.
fast, but he can't possibly hit fast enough against all of them. I mean, there's 3 heroes with almost at least 4,000 health points. Well, we'll find out. If they can, they have to do it soon, because
Radiant's middle
push
tower
coming in.
is under attack.
all the ultimates are ready. Aegis in hand on the Spectre. This is getting as close to the death push as it's gonna get. Again, trying to chip away. There's some use on the Doom. Gloom Cape, dodge a little bit damage.
Middle tower is falling.
Spectre saying hello, threatening.
Oh,
Oh.
that did not look good.
Signal's available. Bring it back inside the kinetic field. Pops the BKB so you can actually turn and fight. And look at how all of them are just run away from that centaur. Doom being healed up. Spectre working away. And this tower. And there's a roll in. Punch up in the air. Monkey King. Ultimate forced out. Can you turn this here with a golem? Being dropped. No big fatal bonds just yet. And they do actually bring down Spectre once. They do it twice. And Monkey King ultimate will not last forever. But now. Turn on the stair with Spectre Horn, the BKB, starting to right click and isolate some of these heroes. Viper in the front, but Monkey King still finds a few hits here and there, but Viper is the exchange for the Earth Spirit. Blade tanked up by the Doom. Tier 3 has fallen. It's not clear whether they can secure more. Viper bought back already here. They need that break in these fights. As the ultimate glimpse back on the Doom. This time he's out of defensive utility. He will be secondary casualty, maybe another one. MP, another break, another static storm. That's how long this fight went. Actually make it work. Only using one buyback. This is quite impressive.
Yeah, and just how much damage did they actually do? They must, oh god, 6,400 on the Monkey King, 6,200 on the Kunkka, 2,000, almost 3,000 on the Viper. This is just, they have so much HP to burn through, they just go through it like butter.
Yeah, I guess that's the downside of their lineup right now on the side of YKN.
Dire's middle
They're
tower
all super
is under
tanky, but
attack.
do they
They
really
only had
have the
creeps.
damage?
Yeah, they're tanky but no damage. Like, the Spectre is the only thing they have that comes close to it. There's no butterfly on her. Still runs around with the Blade Mail, which you rely on getting hit. It isn't even working at, oh no.
She's getting it now. Blade Mail comes out. Same for BKB. Another Monkey King ultimate. Can't even really fight in their own high ground because of that. Sevi
Dire's middle
trying
tower
to make its way out to the Silver Edge. They get the glimpse though. Plenty of control here. Glimpse, Axe, Torrent, Static Storm, Kinetic Field. And those stuns here and silences from the Earth Spirit. He also has Magpies to throw out whenever he can. Everyone's starting to drop low. Doom is the first one to fall, and he's not going to come back. YB. Good buyback available here if he needs it, and he very well might, but now the triple kill this bird. Finally doing his job, but ideally you don't want to give up your life like this, but forced to fight up against the Viper regardless. That's a buyback, that's the Horn. Gonna be able to clean up a few more of these. Xiong would be big, but not actually going for it.
Yeah, he can't. He had no true sight left, and the Monkey King was still running it. The Horn was about to run out. He even swapped back to keep the vision, because the Horn retracts the target. But yeah.
The whole bunch of punches.
Well, quite the back and forth here in this game. Well, we've had a lot of these in the last stop.
tower is under
A lot of
attack.
late game Dota. First series today was a bit of a stomp. This one, certainly
I'm a
not.
brawler in his prime.
They've not been able to break high ground though. That's what it comes down to. They have, however, been able to force quite a few
This'll
buybacks.
come in handy.
This is the real currency in the late game. Gold graph doesn't really matter. Experience, well, almost all heroes are level 25 at this point. It's all about these buybacks. Monkey King still has it available if he gets the money for it.
Wow, still ongoing. Almost 60 minutes. Approaching that mark, that is, and it's still super even. Like, look at the net worth. Going back and forth, back and forth. Not a single rank has been fallen. We just got the T3 in the last fight. We're approaching a late game for Monkey King, and Monkey King is not really good in the late game. Like, yes, he deals a good amount of damage and has a good ultimate. Basically, yeah, you could say the Monkey King forces objectives. But against such heroes, like we saw with the Spectre, who has no problem tagging it up, you don't deal enough damage in the late game anymore. And this version really is hard.
30% of the damage it deals gets reflected right back onto everybody. Well, talking about the butterfly, it's coming up next. No buyback to worry about, which is a bad thing and also a bit of a good thing if you want to think about it like that. Don't have to hold back, you can spend all your money. Get big fat items for the next fight.
Illusion.
This is
Exactly, Centaur.
still so very open.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
And
is
the Doom
under
carry
attack.
will come, don't worry. Just needs 4 more items. We are in the late game. And we have a lot more talents to talk about. Alright, Viper goes for the summons on another toxin that was to be expected. Warlock 25 did take the magic immunity. Reasonable,
Bottom shrine has
I'd say.
fallen.
Lots of damage you want to avoid. Yeah, Spectre with Dimension Dispersion.
Also make sure that your Warlords can walk through kinetic fields and stuff and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they have Return Aura now on the Centaur. So Dispersion and Return Aura.
Yeah.
That's actually quite good if he survives, and he's the tankiest target on the team.
Go for a late game blade mail, I like this too. Like a blade mail like that, just coming out of nowhere more or less if you don't expect it. Even if you do know it's there, like you just have to play around it. It's a couple of seconds where you can't really hit the centaur as much. Well. One of those is gonna end up being one more big team fight. So pressure open a Warlock. So I believe the third Roche coming up next. Will respawn in 40 seconds actually, so it's Refresher Orb on top of that.
If they get it, but is it that much effect at this point? I'm not even sure. Like, yes, the Warlock is nice to have and to have those golems available, but at this point, I almost say like multiple Dooms might be preferable.
Don't even have enough mana for triple golem, so
An
anyway. But
Oh, Doom!
even
Don't
double
get greedy.
horns.
Greedy.
Well, he's not had the support this time, and it's not a buyback. They know,
Mid.
they should know this too. Meanwhile, mid. Axe, but it was done up long enough for the taunt not to come out.
Gets it all away. Warlock has to watch out. He can't get caught now.
Sando's the only one who can. He's pushing down the bottom. Still has buyback left. And he has a DP room to work with, as well as a big rebuff coming in with 2
Radiant's
catapults.
bottom
So he
tower
will be able to
is
threaten
under
this
attack.
tower. If there's no reaction, so... Not sure if any Tusk TPing down here is enough. We'll see though.
Old.
Right up top, and killed, and just to be able to try and go through this tower.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, enforced objectives. Like, there's nothing you can do about it because you don't voluntarily want to run in. They do, however.
Yo though, double stomp! It's the golem being dropped, all linked up together. BKB's come out to get rid of that though. The boat coming in, getting a few heroes, no toxin silencing also. Bit of an issue now. Spectre isolating the Monkey King though. They will find this target and will they kill themselves though. They have plenty of lockdown themselves. What was that? Was that a kick? Or force stuff? Either way, Spectre is out of harm's way. It's still got the Monkey King and now Viper. Well, bit of help with the kinetic field, nicely placed, but ultimately not enough double kill for the Earth Spirit of all people.
Wow, really shabby at the end. They kept hitting on the Viper. Like, they expanded, they even had the tactical advantage. 2 golems dropped, did a decent amount of damage, but didn't actually get the second fatal bonsai after Refresher Orb, because he didn't have the mana pool for it. But now it's just run down the mid lane, eventually check for the Roche. Yeah, Centaur already finds him. But they, I don't know, like, they had a Monkey King ult and nobody else did anything. Like, I didn't see the presence of the Kunker at all whatsoever in that fight. And even if he hits for 1,400, he doesn't even remotely kill anyone.
He did 5,000 damage that fight, and we still didn't really see his impact.
Yeah,
This is the
he
weirdest
had
part.
none. 4,000 health on the Doom, 5,600 on the Centaur, 1,800 on the Warlock, 3,000 on the Earth Spirit, and 4,000 on the Spectre. This is just... Yeah, plus you have that extra Boulder Smash stun duration, which is nice to have.
Well, they want a team fight, they have minus army. Doing picking up a Prowler, Aegis Cheats and Refresher Shot. What the Radiant do have though is buybacks. Even the Tusk is coming back in 45 seconds. They will have 2 lives each to work with. Let's push connects. This will not be easy unless you make some serious mistakes, and alright. That's upping the stakes right now. Kunka picking up the Rapier, coming on the Courier. They're not in position to intercept this, so... Watch out for these late mounts, I guess? Not actually ready right now. Spectre got rid of hers. Not up yet, not Centaur. There we go. Oh boy. You wanna hit. And... What? Didn't actually hit. God damn it. He can be used after Glimpse, but now, bit of a turn on the Pistol Blade on the Viper, follow-up stop. A lot of lockdown, but not too much damage just yet. There's the link. The GB's come out to get rid of it, and that's a big old Monkey King ult with Isolate the Doom inside. Everyone else able to make their way out. That's a fight already lost. You can't fight without your Doom with everyone kind of so slow. Fresh off use of the Centaurs now. That's another X ultimate. They're able to run away. Or maybe run back in. Double stun here. Gonna bring down the Tusk. All stop also it's a Viper. Beam on the back though. Monkey King still threatening. Cheese being eaten. Spectre, well, still it's the Aegis. They want to try and make use of that as much as they can as a Golem. And Warlock will almost get himself another one here. Doesn't actually quite die though. Spectre continues to try and run down this Viper, who proves to be quite tanky at this point. But just really can't. Nice little stun there up against the Monkey King though. Do that follow up? Gets his own Pistol Blade off, but he does not. They do barely get the Aegis. What more costs Young? Almost getting out there in this. What's detection available? Wonder Eye Clarity. That's second death in a row. He fell back already. Spectre with a horn.
And again, no creeps.
Back. These fights last so long because everyone's so tanky on both sides. Danger. He wants to die right now just to get an extra golem because that's more impactful, and it is indeed, especially with the Stomp also on the Viper follow-up. with another Abyssal Blade, but now with the bash coming in, the right click is enough from the Golem Assault Spectre, but now that's a Centaur going down. One by one they drop as the buybacks are forced out. Konka still with the rapier ready to go, and they do find the Spectre. He can afford to die. It does have a buyback coming back, but small boy, can you actually fight the Zero? You can't right click her without killing yourself almost.
Oh, no, you can't.
Leave it up to the Monkey King.
Enunciate.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have 4
That's a
buybacks.
trade-off. It's all about the buybacks, but consequently, for use for that right now, they have buybacks themselves. Few will be forced out. They can't force out the Spectre buyback though, they're gonna come out ahead. This Monkey King also had to come back to life.
Wow, 66 minutes and still super even. Still not a single Rax has fallen. The map is completely even. Look at this. T3 missing on both sides. Oh, the only advantage is that one shrine at the bottom. Missing for the Radiant, but hey, that's the least important shrine anyways.
Even the towers, the main tier 3 towers are roughly the same health.
Yeah, nobody cares about the top lane.
Touch.
We established that.
Yeah.
Top lane doesn't exist. We just split the map here. We just play on the lower half. Well, maybe more like... That would be fair.
Oh man. What a game. And if they're just sitting for 6 more minutes, then everyone will have buyback again, and they're gonna clash again. And nothing will be accomplished. I'm looking forward to this one, Bottom. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, it was a lie, in case you couldn't tell.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
That's why I'm telling you.
Oh, we are about to have an Ireland on the Tusk. However, he did skip the Walrus Punch chance, which I'm not happy about. I don't think minus 6 seconds on the high shots is worth it. It's so bad! It's one of the worst 20, if not the worst 25 talent in the game. It just has no
40-second
impact.
cooldown, like, what the hell? Oh no, it's not. It just doesn't update properly.
What?
Description.
Oh
It's
yeah.
8 second cooldowns, and it doesn't upgrade the description as it does.
Yeah, but it is still, it still is pretty bad. It's just not acceptable in my opinion. To go for that talent. Well, Jim gets the smoke revealed, finds a disruptor, gets the root.
Again, Spectre not having bought back, you have the advantage here, so especially if you can get a kill like that. Now, Sans, Toxic is creating some issues here. They can't actually finish off the disruptor even. Oh my god, is he getting out? He is. When you can't even kill the disruptor, you know that the game is going weird.
Yeah, the good old Spectral to bring the disruptor low, so he has to back off. It's my favorite. 70 minutes in almost.
Well, they force out the static storm with the axe is actually quite significant, so small little timing window, but doesn't look like they'll be able to take advantage of it.
I think Kuka is just not a force to be reckoned with at this stage of the game. Like, he does some mild damage to them. With Rapier, that is. Like, even if he crits, it's just... I don't know, where do you go at this point? Like, I'm a little bit confused because in hindsight, going for the Ghost Ship fleet, it's not that good anymore because he needs the cooldown. He crits for 2000, which is okay with Shadowblade, but, not with Shadowblade, but, with the normal hit, but it's not really, yeah, it's not really a big deal.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Well, now you also have to worry about the Blade Mail, the Centaur Warrunner somehow just bring herself down.
I'm more
And if
worried
this Rapier
about...
goes over the other way, then things get a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
looking
more
grim. It's looking grim because then we finally have a
Radiant's
carry
top
doom.
shrine is under attack.
But like, he can swap at that Shiva's Guard or the Crimson and just go for like AC plus Rapier, and like that is a good amount of damage to deals. Interestingly enough, he has the War Storm picked up. Out of all creeps on the map, he goes for the War Storm. Okay.
Actually, he has a blink. Blink Stomp's pretty good.
It is a 2-second stun, but I would still argue the Granite Golem, it gives your Spectre more HP. That might be the 2 seconds she needs to get out of the break from the Viper, use the BKB, and they don't care anymore.
Oh well. Depends on how we want to play it. And if you add up all the stuns together, that's quite a bit, and it can prevent someone like a Monkey King from just doing his own stuff. Or
Just do like
start with fight.
Blink, War Stomp, Refresher, War Stomp.
Almighty money.
There you go. 4-second OE stun. You're welcome. Discount Chronosphere.
Well, speaking of refresher, last fight Center Warrior used the refresher shard. This time he has a fully fledged orb to work with. Of course, Warlock had his for a while. He's picked up the Arcane Rune, so they have a good chance at the fight in the next minute or so, because there's still 2 minutes on the buybacks for Viper and Monkey King. You need to try and make use of these timings.
Yeah, because the
It's like
Kunkka
the best
buyback
shot
is...
you're gonna get.
Kunkka's buyback is... Yeah, it's a Kunkka with buyback after he lost the Rapier. So 90% of the time, it's not going to be useful. Like, I think that's where your backup Rapier came in. However, yeah, he's slowly moving the courier over. There is a ward though. This might be dangerous. I hope they don't spot out the Rapier.
Radiant are scanning.
There it is.
I could see... Oh yeah, there was a ping.
Courier. But he's,
Yep.
Monkey King actually protecting it. But
Do it!
Lincoln
Oh
forward!
no! Oh no! 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 Oh, close one.
So big!
That would have been the play of the game.
I remember playing one game where we managed that, where we had IO and Lifestealer and whatnot, so we had four people global gang squad. Then we had a ward on our secret shops. Vector was just buying a rapier there. We relocated on top of her just as she bought the rapier. Took it right off her hands. That was glorious. Then the Wisp picked it up, and it's actually surprisingly effective because of that attack talent, which was still at the level 20 back then. That was a fun game. But yeah, no rapier for the dire side just yet. Just keeps it in the stash. You can buy back and still have one of those available, even if he gives over his current one. Just one or two Daedalus to have a more reliable crit. But I mean, I'd say the missing a timing window, but if you actually look at the Monkey King's money,
How much does he
saved
have?
up for a buyback.
Yeah.
He's missing a whole lot of gold.
Yeah, he just bought the Satanic, I believe, in the backpack. What do you even swap it out for? You need boots, like you need movement speed. You're not a fast hero. You don't have any amplify beside the butterfly. Do you drop the BKB? It is risky, but might choose to go for it.
I think once the fight starts, you swap it out for treads. Just rely on the fight being in the one same area. Yeah, gotta take that fight first. But so far it's not looking like it's brewing anytime soon. I'll just wait for the next for Shan. We'll respawn, and now perfect time to scout it out too. Fourth rush of the game, Aegis Cheese and Pressure.
Huh. This... Fourth rush or fifth?
Fourth.
Yeah. Well,
Like
he's
Halo.
taking it. Oh no!
Alright,
yeah,
guys, give us slots.
nice.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Really? Anyone? No?
Well, Warlock has a ward. He has slots. Roach hits for so much damage at this point. It's absurd. He has his own rapier.
Imagine if you could give Roach items. just give him a rapier so you get a team down taken.
Yeah, what about Roach gets all the items that if he kills a hero, he gets his items, or the most valuable one. That would be a fun change.
Yeah.
Right, Spectral Life number 2. We have to refresh up on the Warlock and the Centaur with the cheese. Problem with that cheese is it doesn't even, if he's slow, it doesn't even heal him up to half of his HP.
Funny as
Oh god.
Certainly not if the Spirit Vessel comes into play, so that's still a thing.
Yeah, true.
Alright, is this the push? There's still no buyback in Monkey King or Viper. They will not necessarily know that. But it might be. Oh god, that was the worst.
The worst.
Hitting backwards or hitting backwards with tight ring, and that's still a big crit. It's about a third of Centaur's health.
Oh no! But he reaches for 500 a second.
Only for 427.5. Okay,
Yeah, that's a decent amount.
it's okay.
It's not too crazy, right?
Radiant's top
Yeah, it's
tower has fallen.
Right. They got the tower by just chilling out in front of it. They got the return aura, which is really handy. Doesn't work against Rockster. That's the important part.
There's a Doom as he just jumps in like that. Now with the Centaur, the Golem being dropped. One of the Stomp here. Can they get one of these heroes? The Ghost Ship Fleet coming into play. Danger all got spells off, and everyone else has to cover BKB. Static Storm completely wasted the Centaur to score. Chased him all the way back to the path, and that's a kick. Kicked him back into it, he's still surviving. And gets the kill on the Clarion. Doesn't buy back, uses it immediately. During all of the time though, the Golems, the Catapults, the Spectre working away at these racks. Finally, they're getting some objectives down. That's the melee on top now. Can they get mid? Centaur bought back. Keeping straight back into the fray. Snowball in from a toss, just trying to create chaos. It is about these Golems though, they're very hard to kill at this point. Song is still trying. Another kick back, and that's actually quite significant. If Spectre doesn't kill all of them right now, I mean, it's coming back a second time. That's a third life to work with too. But for now, don't go. That's another nice kick, almost back to the fountain. Can he again? Maybe not. Can't focus on these other heroes. Luke's already dead, and it's second death on the Centaur.
Radiant's middle
Warlock completely useless. He already used all the spells that he's ever going to use in this fight. It's all down to the Spectre. And she's alone up against three. Still Kunkka with his lower rapier, not even the backup one. And also Monkey King finally finding some time to focus on the big hero. And half health. Pistol blades every which way. And,
Gets the crit.
will end up going down.
2 racks for buybacks. Alright, where's our fight
so
recap?
far.
That fight recap better capture the entire fight. It won't,
Might
right?
not.
Nah, definitely not. It's still
It was
calculating.
all pretty contiguous. So, yeah, XP changer was
Whoa.
also 5 yeah. 36k damage done, 14k from a Kunkka. I told you, man, the crits, that rapier damage is it's stacking up. Only quote unquote 8k done by the Monkey King. On the other side, Spectre and Warlock with 8k. So Fatal Bonds and the Golems continuing to be quite the damage dealer here, and no one
This-
else really is.
That fight was so long. Is there a refresher? No, there's no refresher on the disrupt. They just used the static storm twice.
Dyer's middle barracks
So
are
long the
under
fight
attack.
lasted. But yeah, they got 4 axes and both D4 types. That is important. That gives them the edge if it comes to a base trade. There's a DD monkey sitting in the mid lane. He probably should be able to get at least one of the
Are
axes.
fortified.
Still runs for about 10 seconds.
At this point, he let the Rex go, like, you have no buyback on Centaur. He's gonna be back in 30, same time as the Spectre.
Dyer's middle barracks.
Okay.
They
Okay.
force it out.
Spectre buyback actually coming in with the horn. They are forced to take this fight right now, but I'm not sure if it's the best one to take. They have the run buff up, they have everything going their way, it's Savvy. Well, he's gonna die first. He does a buyback still. And, oh god, that's a big crit. Poor Spirit. From 100 to 0, even though he has 3 cal points. That's Doom with a pressure roll. BKB, another Shivas, another Doom to work with. But who do you throw it out on? On the Kunkka, just trying to get him away. Beautiful Golem! Catching the Monkey King. Mo on the side, one punch.
Rapier on the deck.
Rapier on attack, yeah, Kunkka goes down. They're all buying back now. He has a backup Rapier still.
But they're ancient.
Bring up the
It's getting
courier.
low. Yeah, they lost the entire fight. They're still fighting on with Viper, but yeah, it's only a Viper, right?
He's dead too.
Yeah, somewhere in the future.
Oh, man.
He's just AFK, they can't kill him!
Well, they could kill him, but they...
Is
Just
this
playing
the-
the food at that point. Just taunting a
Is this
bit.
the play? You just don't kill him because he can't do damage to you, and if you kill him, he's back in base with the buyback? Is this the play?
Let's go with against 2 sides fountain.
But yeah, instantly to the bottom lane we go. Rapier on the Doom, Carry Doom has arrived! Still doesn't have any attack speed.
Well, that's Centaur taking a lot of damage here as Pop the ultimate to walk away. So the second one available if you want with the refresher up.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. There's no Tusk, so no kick shenanigans. No golems,
No Monkey King.
no Doom, no Haunts, but... Oh wow,
Rapier.
there was a backup Rapier that gave over, wasn't it? Or did they buy another Rapier themselves? Because Spectre has one, Doom has one.
Yeah, they gave away 2. Couldn't have both.
Two Rapiers, oh no.
And that's 1 gold swing. Jeez.
One gold
Suddenly
swing? That's,
40
it's a little bit more than 1 gold.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom tower.
one big. It just, yeah, very funny.
Yeah, thank you. Please
Did I
don't
net-
tell me they're waiting for another Roche. I mean, come on.
Did our net worth graph just bug out? I look at it in like the last. There's one kill at 20 minutes and the next one is at 40. I'm pretty sure there were some kills in between.
Maybe. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, 52 to 49 kills. 80 minutes in.
I mean, at this point, there was no task. Absolutely no one has buyback on the Radiant side. You know that too. So
Yeah, he
there's still
yeah,
no
should have
task.
went.
There's no damage on Kunkka anymore. Like, you should, even without Golem, I think you can take that fight.
I think they're just super scared that they lose the fight because you don't want to play safe. Like, oh, look at this rotation. Like, 5-man smoke down the mid. If it's Earthspirit, that's a perfect pick-off for the die. That is only the Earth.
But yeah, everyone else is kind of far away. Danger, get out of there, my friend.
No way.
Central ultimate though, little cape, and now Doom comes in. There's some Doom onto Kunkka, I believe. Yeah. Both coming through. It can't load us up on the Abyssal lane. It's so hard to actually realize that everyone decided to storm on the Golem. Trying to turn us around here. Another static storm coming out, and will that be enough to kill the Spectre? It will be! Not coming back, but neither is Kunkka or the Disruptors. Yongo still going strong. So now the other Rapier hero has to pick up the slack, but he's still can't fight up against the Monkey King. The punch up in the air on the Doom. The Golem finally being dropped. Everyone's being linked up together. No more BKBs to get rid of these bonds. So now they have plenty of control for the Monkey King. Or do they? The heals are real! What's Satanic?
He dies?
Oh,
That's
oh,
game.
his friend dies. Oh no.
That's game. Look at the base.
Oh no.
They're pulling an alliance.
All they need to do is to just keep the Monkey King busy, keep him controlled, and they certainly have the possibility to do that.
He can't TP.
Centaur made it be to travel in, and GG well played is called. What a way to end the game. After almost winning their team fight. Keeping himself alive with a Satanic, but was all for naught.
Who needs rapier if you have creeps?